And their Carnegie Hall. Super. Hello, we are literally, it's our second day, but not to stress you guys out, we're officially halfway through. What I always say at the start of these 4 days, or 3 days to the singers is, you're gonna blink and it's gonna be over, just like your youth. Your young artist programs, your training programs, your summer programs, the show, you blink and it's over. So what I love about that reminder at this midway point for us is the only way to get the most out of it is to stay super present. Like dig in and live every millisecond. And then it still goes quickly, but at least you weren't going, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna have for dinner. Pasta. But you're here, you're present, which is great. We had another really beautiful morning. I love the second mornings of this sort of process because we all know each other a little bit. In 24 hours, it's amazing how well you can get to know another artist. And progress seems to start to go, pew, and other things present themselves. It's like, oh, let's look at that. And then something else is a light bulb and it comes on and then it feels like, oh, but we didn't address that. So it's the life of a singer. You're constantly juggling. You get one thing, I finally got the A flat, and then everything else falls out. And all the rest of the balls you've been juggling fall to the floor, and then you gotta pick them up and go, oh right, I have to go back to the ah vowel. And then the A flat works for one time and then you lose it. And that's the joy of the process. And so to the young singers, I say, make great friends with that process because that's the meat of it. That's where we face our demons. It's where we are called to like stick with it, to go through the storm and try to get to the other side. It's exciting. I can't wait for today. Lovely little reminder, this is our playground. Never know what's gonna happen. But one of the beautiful things that the singers said to me yesterday was I felt so welcome and safe in that space, like everybody wanted me to be great. And so for those of you that are civilians, you need to know from our perspective, we love you, but you often feel like the enemy. Because the first thing is they're gonna hate us, or we're not like that, or it didn't go as well as this, or the critic that, and we're sort of poised to defend ourselves against everything that will go wrong. And which sort of makes us feel like we don't even belong on the stage, sometimes even in the world. It's true. We have these kind of existential moments. What is so beautiful about this space, and I invite you to carry that out as you attend shows and as you even help other young singers or just in any way your grandkids, your children, get them to study. We have to work really hard and we need that push, but keep the arms open so that we feel free to make mistakes, because usually that's where the magic happens. And singers, those of you who are watching, you got to stay bold. You got to lean into it, say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I give you everything that I am today as best I can. So this is our wonderful playground, safe space. And we're going to start with Romeo. Yeah. Romeo! Romeo? Wherefore art thou Romeo? Introduce yourself again. Everything. Let us know what you're doing.
My name is Ben Reisinger. I'm a Lindemann Young Artist at the Metropolitan Opera. I'd like to start with leve-toi from Romeo and Juliette.
We would like that too.
L'amour, l'amour, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être. Et quelle soudaine clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre.
son voile, brille ton firmament. Ah, lève-toi, ah, lève-toi, parez, parez, ah, c'est pur et charmant. Sa jour, amour, amour, porte-lui mes voeux. Elle parle, car elle parle, ah, je n'ai rien entendu, mais ses yeux parlent pour elle, et mon cœur a répondu. Ah, lève-toi, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles qui dans l'azur s'envolent, brille ton firmament. Ah, lève-toi, ah, lève-toi, parez, parez, ah, c'est pur et charmant. Viens, parez, ah, c'est pur et charmant. Viens, parez, viens, parez.
So it's no fair being a tenor because you could like, there's a little bit of intro and then you're like, ah! And mezzos have to wait for like an hour. And then we have to do like, ooh, you're like, oh. You're so, you know how lucky you are.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know you do, actually. I know you do. That's one thing I really, really appreciate about you.
Thank you.
So, reminder, if we don't mind, the tenor repertoire is new, as in months new for you. You've been singing as a baritone. Yeah.
Yes.
After you've been selling cars. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. So that means repertoire is new. That means the technique is new. That means the delivery is new. And also the demeanor. You know, I don't like to characterize at all or generalize, but I mean, you're going to be the lover most times. In the baritone, you're mostly like the troublemaker, right?
Right.
In general. The mezzos are the ones that you can't put in a box. Ha 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 ha. So you're having to sort of assimilate in real time a lot of new information, a lot of new coordination. Mm-hmm. You're in great hands, and you're really smart and quick, and you have such instinct for all of this. So I think it's going to happen quickly, which is exciting, because we're very happy to get you out on stage and start listening to you. But one of the things, and we've talked about this a little bit, that you could go out there now and sing this way and be hired and be successful. That's not true for every voice type, right? It's just luck of the draw, and it is. But you have this opportunity to develop yourself really as an artist, where it's not just about thrilling with the high note, but breaking our heart. So that's really, it's more into the expression and communication and sharing and vulnerability than just impressing, right? So there's so many good things in your favor. Right now, and again, in context, because all of us are in process, you're still coordinating what it is to be in this tenor range, even though it seems like it comes pretty easily to you. Like it feels like you know where the voice wants to go.
Depends on the day, but thank you.
Well, 2 for 2 so far, okay? So what I'm hearing now, what I want to make sure is that this is not Pinkerton singing this aria.
Right.
First of all, right? So that I want you to build a lot of dimension between the different languages, between the different roles, and even in the role of Romeo, you're going to have so much to develop, right? And my instinct with you is that your greatest weapon is going to be how you color your voice. You know?
Yeah.
Rolando Villazon, right, could come out and with his eyebrows express and show you something, right? You're going to draw us in with your voice, the way like Benjamin does, Bernheim, right. Matthew. You're going to draw us in with your voice, and the more you color and the more you surprise and the more integrity and authenticity you have in that, you're going to go to a different gear as an artist. You're still going to be hired, but it's going to be deeper. And this excites me for you.
Good, okay.
Okay, so that having been said, what's your first syllable, the first thing you sing?
L'amour.
Sorry, the first syllable.
La.
Yeah. And we all hear, amour, amour. And I want to hear, why the L? Okay, this is Romeo, we're going to get into it. That's how you're going to kiss her. L'amour. And also the French say l'amour. L'amour. Not l'amour. No. L'amour. And l is where you smell her. L'amour. L'amour. So the second, the more, is much less interesting than the la. L'amour est un oiseau. L'amour. L'amour. Right? And then, this also happened yesterday. So, Ben, I know you're coordinating your voice. If you do not connect to the orchestra, especially when Justina plays it, you're fired. Okay? That's happening all through. Yeah.
I knew what you were going to say. Yeah.
You knew that.
Yeah, I knew it. As soon as I did it, it was like, ugh.
But it was happening the whole piece, right? So, okay.
Yeah.
And just, it's going to help you.
Yeah.
The more you turn into that, the more you ride it, the more you connect to it, we'll feel more invested in the piece as well. So can we just start? And also, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être. Tout mon être. You've got to get us all the way through there.
All the way there.
And we, son ardeur, it's not all that, it's. That's not the right note, but you get us to the end of the phrase.
Gotcha.
Like a violin, right? Let's try it one more time. I don't believe that you feel that. Do you believe it?
No. I don't believe it.
Voilà. Okay. It's got to come from inside. You know that. Yeah. Just let it. Just listen. You don't have to do anything. Just receive it.
Okay.
But be connected to it. Stay there. No, you didn't. No. Did you feel it? You were there. You were there, and then it came time to sing, and you went. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay there. Feel. Da, 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 da. Otherwise, I don't believe it's about Juliette. I believe it's about you.
Yeah.
Make this about her.
Okay.
Stay there.
L'amour
there, go. Okay, yeah, almost.
Okay.
It's l'amour, oui, aria. You got to go further.
Okay.
Okay? But that opening, did you feel that?
I did feel that, yeah.
Nothing less than that. Okay? Again, this is her.
L'amour.
Yeah, but that can be more special.
Okay.
Don't just vocalize it.
Yeah.
L'amour. Decrescendo on it.
Yeah.
And then the second one you can go more if you want, but look at the difference. L'amour, l'amour.
Right. Yes. Okay.
She loves you. Yeah. I mean, loves.
Yeah.
Justina, yeah. Vibrate.
L'amour, oui, son ardeur affaiblit tout mon être.
Do you feel how you want to give up on that phrase?
Yeah.
You feel that?
But I gotta keep, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, did you feel what it was to connect over that downbeat? You guys felt that. Amour, oui. You feel that?
I did.
Can we try it one more time? Can you do like a voix mixte on that? L'amour, a little
Yeah.
more hooty.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Pure beauty, not anything viril. Viril?
Yeah.
Viral. No, what's the word? Vital. Like,
Yeah.
viril.
Viril.
Yeah. Juliette, le soleil. Vibrate.
L'amour.
Spin it. Now.
L'amour, oui, son ardeur affaiblit tout mon être.
Now you've earned to sing the aria.
Okay.
Now you've earned to sing. Now there's reason. You've opened up, it's like surgery. You just opened up your whole heart. Otherwise, you've vocalized. You feel this?
I do.
It's deeper investment, yeah? Okay, now, French is so tricky because it has to be super clear while being super legato and not Italian.
Right.
So the tendency but mais quelle soudaine clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre. Every has to be super crisp, super clear, and one line without any in it. Okay? So just, can you say this one time for me? Mais quelle
soudaine clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre.
Now make it one gesture. So instead of da-da-di, da-da-da, which is Italian. Yeah? Mais quelle soudaine clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre.
Mais quelle soudaine...
More legato. Mais quelle soudaine.
Yeah. Mais quelle soudaine clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre.
Better. Okay? So
Yeah.
super clear. Let's see if we can get that in the music. Okay, but yeah, okay. So, do that again, Justina. I'm singing an A. Let's do it again. I'm singing my pitch, which is on the melody. I'm coming out of the harmony.
Into it.
It's not any A. It's the A that goes in this chord that's going to have to resolve at some point. Do you feel?
Yes.
That's where the tension comes. That's why we have to sing this and not speak it. And that shows this whole world of, I don't even know how to express it. I mean, it's a world of things. Just don't vocalize it. Okay, one more time. Feel where that A has to emerge from. Yes. Now change it. Go. Yeah, okay, now. It's the same A, but you lived a lifetime in that. Do you see what I mean? You come back to the same note, and you change the harmony. Justine. You'll be mine by the end of the night. You see what you see how you, and now you're connecting to the orchestra, but you're making them change the harmony because it must. Because in that line even, she appears. That's all I need. I don't need water. I don't need, you see? And it has to have that level of necessity. Did you feel how you came out of that?
Yeah.
Did you hear? That wasn't just the same note. It had to emerge like that. And you choose it. Thank you, GOUNOD.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, same thing, one more time, yeah? That alone. Oh. Now choose this. Yeah. You guys are, yeah? Yeah. Do you feel how you're getting there?
Yes. It's fun. It's fun.
It's Romeo. It's Romeo that needs to be sung.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's go. Okay. So then the other thing, this is connecting again to the orchestra. All these passages, you need to beat us to it. Oui, dans l'azur sans voix, le brille sur firmament. Ah, lève-toi, ah, lève-toi. You've got to build to pa. And then, pa, ra. Give us the pa to get to the re.
Yes.
No, pa, ra.
I know, I was like, oh no.
Pa, ra. Take the time. If you delay it, we like it better.
Okay.
I mean, to each. Anyway, so can we start this? Ah,
yes.
lève-toi. And it's, again, you have the L. Ah, lève-toi, soleil. And it's, the other thing, you're talking to the sun, and you're commanding it to rise. You're not auditioning for the Lindemann Young Artist Program. You're commanding the sun to rise. Why? Because it's for her. And it's the first girl ever in the history, forever and ever, that will ever demand this moment for you. Ah, lève-toi, soleil. You better rise. Zeus, or, you know.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, you're commanding the celestial earth to bid your doing, you know?
Yeah.
So a stronger L, the dotted notes really, ah, lève-toi, toi, soleil. I'm talking to you. Ben, sing this phrase. Yeah? It's a command. It's not some romantic aria. From the beauté, yeah. Actually, would you give us that? Sorry, would you give us that so you can? I want you to connect to what's happening here, because you're making it happen. I've got to do this. Yes, I have the power.
Lève-toi,
Yeah.
soleil.
Toi.
Toi.
Lève-toi, soleil. you, son. Yeah? Ah, leve-toi is, I've listened to that aria 20 times. That's how it goes.
Right.
Ah, leve-toi. Yeah. I mean, a French person might be like, that's too much, but just try it for now so that you have it in your command. Yeah? Bon, 2 measures. Now, feel it. Yes, this is your power. And continue.
Ah, lève-toi, soleil.
What?
Fais pâlir les
Great.
étoiles.
So if you go, fais pâlir les étoiles, you lose the command. Fais pâlir les étoiles. You know, it's the schwung. And in French, it's fais pâlir les étoiles. Fais pâlir les étoiles. It's always yeah, fais pâlir. And fais pâlir les étoiles. Yeah.
Fais pâlir les étoiles qui dans l'azur sans voile brillent au firmament. Ah, lève-toi, ah, lève-toi, Paris.
Was that the right word? Yeah. Pala. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Pala, pala. No, pala. Yeah, pala. With more determination.
Okay.
Did you hear me right? Pala. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not automatic.
For sure.
Okay? Now, do not stall out in the middle of these phrases. It's always moving forward through the text.
Okay.
You have a tendency, it's a directional thing, not tempo. You go, qui dans l'azur sans voile brille au firmament. It's a little bit vertical, and it needs always to be horizontal. Qui dans l'azur sans voile brille au firmament.
Okay.
You're going to the horizon, to the sun. Yeah?
Right.
Makes sense?
For sure.
Can we try à lève-toi one more time?
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Do you want to try your golf swing one time?
Yeah, sure.
You what?
Yeah.
I mean, just put that in your brain.
Yeah.
Ben's
yeah.
a golfer, and so it's like this idea of the wind-up, and so it's not a hold of any sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's your ah.
Okay.
Ready?
Ah, lève-toi, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles qui
Go forward.
dans l'azur
Go.
sans voile
Go.
brillent au firmament.
Now go. Build.
Ah, lève-toi, ah, lève-toi, Paris, astre pur et charmant.
Yeah. You cannot give enough shh on
Yeah.
charmant. And astre pur et charmant. Yeah. Because you've probably never said those words about anybody before. And to call somebody pure and charming in English isn't quite the same as charmant.
Yeah.
You know, pure. And the more, if you even want to go almost into that voix mixed place, we'll love it a lot. It's piano, there's nothing in the orchestra. How does that feel?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun to listen to.
Okay.
I think it's really kind of spectacular. We sort of have to stop. I feel like this is going to be a work in progress a little bit, that the schwung of the phrase in the French. So just never, ever, ever let it go 1, 2, 3, vertical. It's 1, 2, 3, allez, allez, allez. you know? Fais pâlir les étoiles. Everything is unfolding to the next. Les pâlir les étoiles qui dans les yeux sont brillent. And you're always into the next phrase. You never land on the downbeat.
Okay.
It's always a little bit anticipated.
Yeah.
Okay?
For sure.
I think this would be really fun to look at again tomorrow.
Sure.
Just to let you osmose it a bit.
Love
That's
to.
a word. And then just revisit this a little bit.
Awesome.
It's thrilling, and the more you can find these great gradients of dynamic and of color, so you don't just end up in a groove. It's a great groove, but it can be so much more than that. You guys feel that, right? Yeah, and that's where you become legendary, rather than a good tenor. Oh, we're gonna go hear him sing Rodolfo. Oh yeah, I heard it last year. It was good. It was loud. You know,
Right, yeah.
which is not bad. We don't hate that.
Yeah.
We don't hate it, but it doesn't surprise us. It doesn't break our heart, as Michelle, as you said earlier. This will break our heart, and so when it comes to the end, we'll be like, no, Romeo, no, 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 no. And it's too late. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Beautiful work. Donizetti. Donizetti! Lovely. Hello, Bridget. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, bring us into bel canto land.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bridget Esler. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. Oh, no.
Thank you.
Welcome. As is Joel, also Canadian. Have to shout him out. And A. And today we have Prendi per me sei libero from Donizetti's L'Elisir d'Amore.
Okay, not to take away from this, but I really also really want to hear you sing Handel. It's confirmed. It's really confirmed. Yeah. Sorry?
Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, tune in to stay tuned. This is such a good aria for you, really. I mean, it's beautiful. You handle it well. Have you done the role?
No, I haven't.
Narina, okay. So I think it's not a role that I know so well. I've seen the opera, of course, and I know, but she's got so much feist in her, right, throughout the whole thing. And I just don't want to lose track of that feistiness.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want her to turn into a typical soubrette.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so just the very first Prendi, there's a lot that can happen in the duration of a quarter note with a fermata over it, right? Mm-hmm. And we have to understand there has to be a reason of why you're holding us in rapt attention. And as we go through this, I would love that we kind of find that each one has its own life and its own purpose. So it's not like, oh, here comes the fermata, and we all know that this is where, so it's not too predictable, you know?
Yeah.
But this first Prendi is also, are you sure he's going to take it?
No.
Yes. You're not sure.
No, not sure.
Yeah,
not sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can't know.
Yeah.
And so it's like, here, oh, God, just please tell, God, what if he doesn't take it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't, but I did. Oh, right?
Yeah.
And not just perfect pear-shaped tone on a lovely decrescendo, right? I mean, because that's also expected. This is part of, like we were talking about the Rossini yesterday, it's part of the game of opera where you tease the audience, you flirt with the audience like, we all want this, I know, and then you do it. But if it's not motivated, right? And I would love that we see, you can do this a million different ways, but we see, here, oh God, please take it. Oh, please. Because I really like you. I think I love you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we see the feist, we see the audaciousness, and we see the insecurity, which is why she's so feisty and audacious. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Right? Can we try it one more time? Mm-hmm. Ben, can you be our Nemorino? Please. Have you sung Nemorino?
Yeah. Well, not sung, but I've sang Una Furtiva.
Oh, of course you have. Okay, so just you decide whether you take it or not, and you decide how hard you're going to make her work. Okay? Because she's put you through it.
Right.
She has put you through it. And, you know, you've grown up a lot, and maybe you don't want to be played like that, even though you really like her. Okay, so you're walking away. Sort of, yeah?
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of. I mean, just give us your back here. And don't make her work for it. Don't give her anything. But just like da da di da di da.
Suoi nati
the simplest thing, but you've brought him into the room with you.
Yeah.
Right? And thank you, Ben. Amazing. You can sing Uno for Shiva for us tomorrow. So here's the thing, this is very hard also when we're doing auditions, right? It's a duet. Most arias, almost every single aria is a duet, even if nobody else is on stage. Sometimes it's a duet with the voices. Maybe that's just me. But you have to make him that present in this without telegraphing it, without acting it. It just has to be there.
Yeah.
You have to feel him. You don't have to show it, and you don't have to be literal with it, even though that helps as you're learning it. And once you've done the role, of course, that all becomes much more integrated. But Prendi, please take it. Now what? Oh God, I have to actually tell him how I feel. And I think that's why it starts so tentative, and it has this. Have you ever opened up to anybody in your life as an arena?
No.
No, no. Nobody's made you. You just make all this noise, and you know.
Yeah.
And so it's not just about singing piano or singing staccato. It's, I don't know how to do the, please don't go. I want to tell you how I feel, because I really like you. It's that simple, okay? This is one of those arias, too, that it's like, oh, everybody knows how it goes, and you put it on your audition list, and the jury goes, oh, okay, Prendi. But if you have that necessity, again, to be understood in such a scary moment, you'll notice that all the markings are exactly right.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the markings, and doing the articulations in the fermata, it will come so naturally because you're feeling it. Okay? So can we try Prendi per me sei lì? Okay? Yeah? Then the challenge is, again, in bel canto, it's true for everything. You have to write this. It could be enough, but he's written. So why do you need to give that extra flourish? I don't know, but it has to not be enough to just sing. Take us on a journey with each one of those notes. Don't slow it down. Don't keep it going in the context, but just fuel it.
Okay.
Okay? Because the other thing that is really hard in this is that it gets slower and slower, and the stops get longer and longer, and we never recover.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So just keep the urgency.
Yeah.
Keep the urgency. Let's try it from Prendi. Okay, but even don't wait for the downbeat. Do it one more time, Joel. And then you make him follow you. Don't fit in with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's going to have this little girl, anxious. I said, listen. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. We're going to feel Narina. You conduct, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Great, awesome, so good. There's so many things happening. This is so alive. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. When you get to this dotted thing, that's where we can feel Norina. I wouldn't make that one too romantic.
Okay.
let's go dancing, Marino. Let's go
Yeah.
dancing, because you have that in you, right?
Yeah.
And then, non va destinsi super sexy. That's super sexy. We'll dance, and then, I don't know. So it's not all coquette, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
This is like, I'm gonna take you dancing, and you're gonna have to lead, obviously, but you will. You'll take him, and then here, he's gonna kiss you.
Yeah.
And then I would not do this fermata the same as you do prendi.
Yeah.
Prendi, resta. I would find resta. Something a little bit more, stop, because he's going.
Yeah.
Stop. So right now the prendi and the resta are exactly the same.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah.
Because also, you got that whole first sentence out, and then you started to scare him, probably with that chromatic. Okay. And it's like, no, I'll be gentle. This is opera. It's all okay, we're done. You know what I mean? So that resta. Now what? Oh God. Now what do I say? Qui? Dove tu? And then you've got to figure it out, because you don't know what's coming next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get him to stop, and then he stops. He goes, okay, and you're like, oh, now what? And make it up. Okay. So can we do prendi one more time?
The very first one?
Yeah, the prendi.
Yeah, okay.
And don't forget the text. It's not just beautiful phrased stuff. It will be, of course, it will be. But part of the work now is prendi per me sei libero, resta nel suo nativo. Non va destinsi rio, che non si cangi un dì, resta. It's also that.
Yeah.
Just because it's slow doesn't mean it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Prendi. So don't forget, conduct. For you. Saggio, amoroso, onesta. Oh, the onesto I get, but the saggio? Are we sure of that?
I mean, I think he was...
No offense.
His wisdom is that he always knew he loved her.
Ah!
That was smart of him.
Okay, all right. So also show us Norina.
Yeah.
You wise man. You knew. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But and I'm not saying it's not true, but it's like the first word you're going to use to describe him is wise.
Yeah.
Or you're so blinded and flummoxed. You're like, you're the smartest man I've ever met in my life. He's like,
Yeah.
So make it either really earnest or like. But I kind of like the earnest too. I mean, play with it, but saggio amoroso. But what we don't want is saggio amoroso. And it feels like the phrase we're not. Saggio onesto. Oh, amoroso onesto. Take us there.
Yeah.
Don't arrive.
Yeah.
Same thing as in in all the music, really. Take us there. Don't land.
Yeah.
Yeah? I love the resta. What'd you think?
Yeah, I like that too.
It's
It went
cool.
somewhere.
It went somewhere,
Yeah.
and you have every option in the world to do it differently anytime, but
Yeah.
has to have meaning, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do qui, dove, tutti? Now, one other thing, you're doing a little portamento there, which is fine, but this would be a moment that you could really show your technical prowess, which is exciting as a vocalist, but it's also very Norina, right? You could also go, qui, dove, tutti, you know, just like that's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
And it's also, it's more vulnerable in a way. It's kind of both. You can sort of show off and be more vulnerable and also be more like, I'm yours.
Yeah.
But no, is a little bit like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
That's
hear
why
what
in
you're
this silly, simple music, you can make a million different choices. As long as you're moving forward in the direction.
Yeah.
Okay? But so try it and see how that
Yeah,
feels
I
too.
will.
Yeah? Before qui. So he's got the paper, right? Ah. Okay, where's the fermata? Where's the fermata?
On the A flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the F is not interesting.
Yeah.
You can't contain it.
Yeah.
And it's the excitement. So is like Norma. Right? So. How am I going to get out of this? Now he really knows. And then really think about the word you've chosen.
Yeah.
Because how many honest people does she know? And if there's one thing he is, it's honest. Right? So, saggio. Oh my God. Wherever you go. And then that, I would just let that unfold simply. And again, we have so many high notes. You don't need to take us through all that there. The more interesting part of this, that's the interesting part of this phrase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So see what that feels to go saggio. And then the most honest phrase you've ever sung in your life, without any frill, with just keep it pure. See what that just as an experiment, right?
Yeah.
So saggio amoro. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I did.
So I would also highlight onesto there, so it takes you by surprise.
Yeah.
Saggio amoroso, onesto. You are honest. My God, you're the most honest person I've ever felt. And you're making me honest. The hell is happening? Right? Yeah. Saggio. What? Wait. Now go. Try it one more time and see if you can't take us. Just for fun,
Yeah.
just to see what that phrase is. And and in that boom is like, I'm yours. And it takes you that thing even of like going through how honest he is. that you become more honest throughout that phrase. Yeah?
That's so good.
So go through saggio, amoroso, onesta. Try this like, yeah, you're wise, you're loving, you're honest, you're really wise. Oh my God, you're so pure et chaste et charmant. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay? Cool. Saggio, yeah. And enjoy that. Yeah. Don't think about it. Can you decrescendo that? Yeah, I know you can. How's that feel?
Good. Yeah.
So this is a perfect case in this kind of cadenzas, right? To just explore.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that like that's the way you're going to want to sell that on opening night in the Montreal Opera. You know, you may want to indulge more, you may want to, but I think it's really important to go back to not just the notes of the cadenza, but what you're saying and why you need to elaborate.
Yeah.
Why are you repeating it and why are you giving it this thing? In this case, you go low, right? It's not, it's like, for me, that means something has really sunk in with you. So you'll find your way to do it, you know, but I would never ever just always sing this the way you always sing it.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Can we just go on? Now here, very different words. Sempre scontento e mesto. You don't have to be that anymore.
Yeah.
But so you say this to him knowing, I know, I've seen you, Nemorino. You think I wasn't watching you, but I know who you are. I know how you've suffered. So give those words some weight. And it's why I tell you to decrescendo on mesto, because it's hard to hear. Yeah. I know you've been hurt. It's a little bit like Zerlina in that moment, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
So, sempre.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can make more of that word. Yeah.
Okay.
And the end. Sempre scontento. Scontento. Yeah?
Sempre scontento e mesto.
Oh.
No, non sarai così. No.
Yeah, okay, no, okay, it's so beautiful. But this is a case of don't let any note go by. Oh no. We don't care. Oh no.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna have to give a little time on the front end of it, but don't let that note go by. Beautiful, just beautiful, yeah? Yeah, keep going. And here, say the words even more on sempre scontento.
Sempre scontento e mesto.
But to get to the G, go through that F. Sempre scontento. The F is more than the G. Sempre scontento e mesto. Yeah? Sempre.
Sempre scontento e mesto.
This twice, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to do it differently.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we stop listening. Once we know what's coming, We know.
Yeah.
Okay? I would keep this a little bit more to the direction of no, sarai, no, sarai, I would just give it the energy to no, sarai, no, così. No.
Yeah.
No, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
can
yeah.
we do, and also here, no, non sarai, no, it's too, you've got to get us to sarai. No, sarai, così. You know what I mean?
With the direction.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Can we do sempre?
Sempre scontente mesto, non sarai così, non sarai così. Because the D flat is so good. If you go, then you can really and the last. But don't do it on both of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's a fermata, but it's a dotted 16th note. It's like
Yeah.
it's not so long.
Yeah.
Now, for me, this is a pacing thing for me.
Yeah.
I love because it also we still feel your impatience.
Yeah.
We still feel your youth. If each one of those ahs are the same and slow and loving and sexy the whole time, we also miss a little bit. Norino, she's 16? She doesn't have patience yet, or I mean, she's still. Are you going to kiss me yet? But also full of emotion, and so if you change up the pacing of that a little bit, and then the payoff when you get to the high C and that last thing, then we're really ready for it. You haven't taken us there already 5 times.
Yeah. Yes.
You
that
know,
makes sense.
and then the simplicity of the last is so good.
Yeah.
Can we just do the last cadenza? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, but okay, no, sorry. Let's do the second. Really take us to that word still, even though you're slow. You've got to crescendo into the A flat. Otherwise, we're like, wait, why is that there?
Yeah.
You got to bring us there.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's finish this. It's very fun.
That was great. Yeah, you're welcome. This is a little bit like, this is an aria that every young soprano knows and sings, and sometimes it's easy not to actually really dissect it as if it were a new piece of music, you know? And what are you really saying, and how do you need to get him to really look at you? And what is that awakening in you? It's turning you honest, which is why I love ending it like that. It's just, and isn't that funny? Of all the high notes and all of that, that's the part that gives us goosebumps. It's just a chromatic. It's just a chromatic. Okay. We're going there now. Okay, so Benjamin Britten. Yeah. Michelle, let's do this. Yeah. Keep it, gathered, yeah. Yeah, something completely different.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michelle Mariposa, and I am currently a K-Fritz Young Artist with the Washington National Opera. And today I will be singing Give Him This Orchid from the Rape of Lucretia.
Sorry to do this, to ask you this, but it's not a super well-known opera, and the title obviously gives it away, but
Yes.
Would you just set this up?
Okay.
Just so we know where you are.
Okay, so Lucretia is a noblewoman, and at night a visitor comes, Tarquinius, and she cannot refuse being hospitable to someone of his rank. And so Tarquinius rapes Lucretia, and in the morning, Lucretia is processing what has just happened, and her maids present her with orchids from their garden. And that brings Lucretia to a realization that an orchid they liken to a woman, but a woman can be defiled because of her own nature. But the only enemy of an orchid or a flower is time. And so that comparison between women and flowers, what defiles them, what makes them human, and what differentiates the expectations for a chaste versus a non-chaste woman. So this is a very heavy piece, and so a little trigger warning. This deals with the aftermath of rape.
Give him this orchid, tell him I find its purity apt, and that its petals contain woman's pleasure and woman's pain, and all of Lucretia's shame. Give him this orchid, and tell him a Roman harlot sent it, and tell him to write straight to her, tell him to come home, go, 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 go. No! Wait, tell the messenger to take my love. Yes, give my love to the messenger. Give my love to the stable boy and the coachman too. And hurry, 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 hurry. For all men love the chaste Lucretia. Flowers bring to every year the same perfection. Even the root and leaf bring solemn vow in pretty detail. Flowers alone are chaste, for their beauty is so brave. Years are their love, and time
thank you for that. It's just an astonishing piece.
Very.
It's difficult beyond measure for so many reasons. I'm so glad it exists.
Yes.
You know, it's not an opera that's done often. I've never seen it. I've never sung the aria, but I know that this can be kind of a staple for some mezzos for good reason. To follow up a little bit on one of the questions yesterday about new work, and this isn't that old, and what an extraordinary thing to have this moment illuminated by music, because it's too hard to talk about.
Yes.
It's so difficult to confront and to examine, but it must be. It must be, because the power of trying to understand somebody process this moment, it makes us more empathetic. It makes us get out of our world and try to comprehend at least a little bit,
Yes.
you know? So I'm really glad this exists, right? You're very brave to present it, so thank you. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was from Leonard Foglia, and we were doing Dead Man Walking. I may have said this before in these classes, but we were doing Dead Man Walking in Houston, and we had had an amazing rehearsal time in the rehearsal room, very private, very safe, very concentrated. It all felt like we were preparing a play. And Lenny and I were walking to the stage at the Wortham Center, which is a huge theater. And he was showing me backstage, and I grabbed his hand. I said, Lenny, I said, ugh, don't let me start to get all operatic. And he said, Joyce, he goes, there's two things that exist on the stage, that which is true and that which is false. The thing is, if it's not 100% true, there's something false in there, right? So it's like finding that authenticity without living it. Because if you live this aria, you won't be able to sing it.
Yes.
Okay? The other thing he said was, as an audience member, I want to enter the conversation. I want there to be some space to decide what I think you're feeling. Meaning, you don't have to show me everything. You present it. And then if you don't say, this is what it is, but you say, give him this orchid and let it be my wreath. And you present it in a very authentic, pure, musical, amazing, invested way, but with space, the audience has more space to come in and live it alongside you. You leave space for them. I think this is really important. Because if in these kinds of moments, if we're showing everything, there's no space, and it goes at them.
Yes.
This is what Deb was talking about earlier also. It's like, you know. So the other thing is, as I'm watching this, the first one is explosive. The first part is quite explosive, and it's impetuous, it's impulsive. Give him this and tell him and do it. But when you start to think about that flower, you've never articulated this before. It's never occurred to you before, and you're not living it. Because in a way, it's like there has to be an element of shock and detachment at this moment for you. So flowers, find something. I wouldn't suffer through this. You're suffering a little bit. I would suggest we try it where you're just discovering it.
I see, yes.
Flowers bring to every year the same perfection, especially an orchid, right? Even their root and their leaf keep solemn vow in pretty detail. Huh? Wow. Flowers are chaste. For their beauty is so brief. Years are their love and time's their thief. Huh, they're like women. Or like women women bring to every man the same defection. even their loves, and then you can start to internalize that comparison and build it. But I think it can be so beautiful, you know, and it can just be an observation.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of like a dramatized statement, it is just a.
Yeah, you don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of suffering in it.
Yes.
There's a couple things. I mean, actually, your diction is super great, and I'm getting it great. The laughter, I think you have to find a way just to integrate it a little bit better, you know, so that it really I mean, I think that's a little bit strangely notated. I wouldn't take it too literal. Sorry, Benjamin. I don't know if that's true, but just so that it is more a release.
I see.
Than manic laughter. It could be manic laughter, but if it's manic laughter, it needs to really be manic laughter. And I think just physically, if you we feel like you don't believe it. If if you go forward in that direction, you are really committed to it.
Yeah.
So just really just live whatever that's going to be.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been different every time.
Yes, I think that's great, but I would actually make sure it has to happen.
Yeah.
Than just doing the score. I would love for you to make sure we get that final word, to hide my shame and be me. I would breathe there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and be my wreath. And I wouldn't, if you wreath is okay, if you want to do that, but my wreath is how it's coming out a little bit. And if I didn't have the text, I'm not sure I would have gotten it. And it's so beautiful. My wreath. Take your time on that for sure. Debauched.
Oh, debauched. Okay.
What are you saying?
Debauched.
Oh, debauched. Oh, it's English, right?
Yes. So I'm
Dame Janet,
totally
help!
sure.
Even the love debauched. Yeah, debauched. Just have it clear in your head. We'll get it. Yeah. For their beauty is so brief. As you go up on that E vowel, E vowels are deep.
Yes.
They're not shallow. The tongue is high, but brief, it's rising. Brief. Let it go deeper there.
Okay.
Okay. It's just an extra. Do you have this in you to do it again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can, and maybe Joel, on page 18, the second system, give her a little time into the second bar, because I would love, and all of Lucretia's shame. Lucretia's shame.
Yes.
So just delay that downbeat a little bit. And if you can, delay the crescendo a little bit because you're super low there. So that that shame is such a great thing. Also, wait, where's the low G? Yeah. There, go super British.
Okay.
It's coming out a little sha, like AH versus AW.
Yeah. Okay.
So sha, A, really aw.
Okay.
And take your time, Lucricia. You can milk that a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? Ha.
A little cleansing breath.
Yeah. So just a reminder also, leave some space for us. This can also be, give him this orchid. Tell him, take it. I'll do it. Send the stable boy. Send them all. You could try a different color that is a little bit more, okay, this is where I am.
Matter of fact.
A little bit. I mean, just play with it.
Okay.
And just, in the end, just to see if you leave a little space for us of that kind of detachment. And then when you really feel it, lean into it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Give him this orchid, tell him I find its purity apt, and that its petals contain woman's pleasure and woman's pain, and all of Lucretia's shame.
So sorry. I love that.
I find that very powerful. Do not drop it on woman's pain.
Okay.
This is one statement. This is one statement. And it's frightening if you stay with it. Give him this orchid and tell him it contains all of Lucretia's pain and all of this and all of the women and all of it. Tell him, give it to him, because make him feel what he made me feel. And if you drop it, don't you go. You make him and send the stable boy and send them all. I don't care. See if you can really stay.
Okay.
While still leaving space.
Okay. Okay.
But I loved that because also you were a woman of royalty here.
Yes.
This time you had the
dignity that.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on to that a little bit longer as your only crutch, you know?
Okay.
Steel.
Give him this orchid, tell him I find its purity apt, and that its petals contain woman's pleasure and woman's pain, and all of Lucretia's shame. Give him this orchid, and tell him Roman had sent it.
Stay.
And tell him to run straight to her. Tell him to come home. Go, 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 go. Wait, tell the messenger to take my love. Yes, give my love to the messenger. Give my love to the stable boy and the coachman too. And hurry, 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 hurry. Men love the chaste. Lucretia.
Bring it in, bring it in. Bring it in.
Wait. The orchid. No, see it, just as a woman, as a girl.
Flowers bring to every
Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful. But now you're a girl, and go with the flower. This is not for us. Go with it. Really see the flower right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to the flower.
flowers bring to every
Stay there.
ear the same perfection.
Discover it.
Even their root and leaf keep solemn vow.
What else do you see?
In pretty detail, flowers alone are chaste.
Choose your words.
Oh, their beauty is supreme.
Choose your words.
Years are their love.
Really see it.
And
it easier for me as a performer trying to, of course, like inhabit the pain that Lucretia is experiencing? When you would say like, don't inhabit the pain, or
don't suffer.
Don't suffer. Yeah.
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 We need to suffer.
Yeah.
You know? And so what I loved, how you started this, I saw the woman, which makes the trauma somehow that it could happen to her.
To someone of
I mean,
stature, yes.
If we're honest and we think of a rape victim, many of us will have an image right away. How she was dressed, she was asking for it, all that old stuff, right? A regal woman
In her own home.
in her own home, who knows better, wasn't asking for it, educated. And for you to show that, even though it's taking everything to let it, but that steel core, no, it's not how I was raised. To hold that, through all of that, through my shame, tell him to send the stable boy, send it, do what, and so it's like we know what's there, but that thing
Is what's
yeah.
struggling to keep it together. But
Yeah, but it's all you know. It's how you were taught, right? It's your go-to thing.
Yes.
Somebody else would have a drink or, you
Going
know,
to
go out
hysterics.
and you know, what, but you, this is where you go. Then what I would love, play with this, is if we literally see you become a 12-year-old girl. Flowers are chaste. They didn't do anything wrong. They're beautiful. And not make it a big thing, but keep the simplicity of it, like just their roots, and they're there, and they're I used to be that. And then don't come back into the posture. I mean, this is just ideas for you to play with.
Yeah.
Because you came back to the regal, but you're different by
women,
the end of
yes.
this. You know, you're broken at the end, I think.
For sure.
Okay, so
Yes.
flowers, and I wouldn't be able to make eye contact again because you talk about your shame.
Yeah.
And when you say, let it be Lucretia's wreath, you're dead. I mean, that is your
funeral wreath, yeah.
Yeah. And there's no life force in you. Be my wreath. And it's just empty. So you don't have that singer energy, right? I love that you have that at the beginning. I love it. It's more heartbreaking somehow. And it also technically enables you to stand and sing, to gather, to not go too much.
Not given to the agitato, yeah.
And then keep that. I would let the flower part not be the regal lady, be the little girl.
Little girl.
The little girl that wanted to play in the gardens, and the mother was like, no, class is here. Time for English class, you know, whatever. And you couldn't play with the flowers the way you wanted to and run around and get your thing. So we need to see that girl come up, and then you die.
Exactly. I mean, that time she's
Super simple.
supposedly arranging orchids in a basket or a wreath herself, and it's like,
Yeah, but
I did
that's
this as a kid.
just I'm automatic pilot. There's nothing.
Yeah.
She used to make sure that one, and there's the taller one, and then here's the smaller one,
But
and
now
this is
it's like-
just empty.
Yeah.
But you've got to get to, you can't start there. Yeah?
Yes.
This is why I'm glad people are still writing music.
Yeah.
Beautiful, so brave.
Thank you
So
so much.
beautiful. Yeah. Hi, Robert. You're taking us for some more Shakespeare.
Oh, yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Ellsworth Feng. I am a bass and librettist from Kailua, Hawaii. I am also a Handorf Company artist with Opera Memphis. Today I will sing C'est enfin, je t'implore, ô mon frère, from Ambroise Thomas' Hamlet.
Would you also set this up for us? Because it's not
Absolutely.
exactly standard repertoire.
So in this one, I like to think of this in Lion King terms because it's easy for me and because it's basic. Lion King is basically Hamlet with animals. So I am Scar, big surprise for the bass. And I have just killed Mufasa. I have poisoned him. And the craziest thing happens, which doesn't happen in Lion King, is that I saw a play put on by Simba, and it basically showed me killing Mufasa. And I was there, and I have run out, and I know that I am pretty much done for.
C'est enfin que j'écris mes soustraire au remords. Au destin de mon frère, hélas, je porte en vie. Il est entré dans l'éternelle vie. Moi, j'ai livré mon âme à l'éternelle mort. Faites effort, espérance associée, ma voix et mes regards vont au ciel. Ma pensée rampe sur la terre. Dieu ne m'écoute pas, Dieu ne m'écoute pas, ma pensée rampe sur la terre. Hélas, Dieu ne m'écoute pas. Hélas, hélas, je t'implore, oh mon frère, apaise la colère. Oh mon frère, je t'implore, si tu m'entends, si tu me vois, apaise la colère de celui qui juge les rois.
This aria is new for me, so I'm very happy to hear you. And what I love about the repertoire that you're picking, Robert, is that you really identify with it. I mean, you really, you show up for these pieces, and you're choosing repertoire that isn't necessarily super standard.
Yeah.
You know, which I like. I mean, I think it's wonderful. I was talking about, I think for young singers, we talked a little bit about this today, is like, what is your best thing? What is your best attribute? What do you feel so strongly about, and how is that aligned to how the world is receiving you? Like I might think I'm the best this or that, and I keep hitting brick walls, right? But eventually I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not good at that. But I love it. So I want to align the things that I love with what I do exceptionally well. And so even if you hadn't set up this aria, we all know what's happening. You're very committed. It's very clear. And you've thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
You've thought about it a lot, which is, I appreciate that. Sometimes it's a little bit similar to what talking about with Michelle. I feel, and I felt this a little bit yesterday as well, that you're doing what you do.
Right.
You're doing it really well. So part of me says, great, keep doing it because it's working. But then at this stage, right? I mean, because you're not 23. It's not like you're auditioning to get into a grad school. At this stage, it's like, I want to know that I want to feel like you're creating it and not recreating it.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a really tricky thing because as opera singers, we have to prepare so well. We have to memorize it. We have to work on the languages. We have to really organize what's happening with the breath and how we're going to pace it out. And so we have to be extremely calculating. And then we have to jump off the ledge.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure we put the parachute on this morning. I don't remember. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't know what's going to happen. And so you're a little bit lucky because you have a repertoire where you can get away with being very manipulative and feel very controlling.
Right.
But I just want to make sure that you, Robert, because you're such an interesting, curious, hungry kind of artist, you're seeking. I want you to seek in your performance as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I want to make sure that for for the audience, but as well for me, it feels organic every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And so how do you do that?
Yeah, I want to feel like I'm, making up the words as they go along, and maybe, I don't know, just finding a different color to each every time, or.
Yeah. All of that. I think all of that is really good. And it's also to go back and, for example, you did some of the same gestures this morning that you did today. I know, right? And it works, but it only works if I feel like you're making it up on the spot.
Right.
And I feel you like, this is what I do here, and then I look at my hand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you watch it back.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do the same thing. I don't know how to explain it. You can do exactly the same gesture, but it has to feel like
I just made it up, like I just thought of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain that, other than you have to be super present. You have to surprise yourself.
Surprise myself.
It has to be impetuous. And it has to come from what you're experiencing. What I love, it's so clear. You come like, okay, I'm going to try this prayer thing. There, brother, God, whatever, I'm going to try this. And you give it your best shot. It's really earnest. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that didn't work. Like you took 2 seconds, right? Yeah. It also could be Captain Dan. This reminded me a little bit of Captain Dan in Forrest Gump when he's on the ship going, where are you? Come and get me. So, a little bit.
can we start the aria?
The aria proper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, also, I love this idea of, we were just saying this, also in the Lucricia as well, and in every aria really, to choose the word, especially in opera, because you have like 8 beats sometimes to find the next word,
Yeah.
right? So, je t'implore, no, j'accepte, je te demande, je t'implore.
T'implore, yeah.
I'm imploring you. I'm not asking. I'm not hoping. I'm imploring you.
Yeah.
And for, Mufasta.
Mufasa?
My brain. Mufasa. Mustafa. Another opera.
Another bad guy.
Another bad guy. All right. For you to come, I mean, with this like arrogance, you have to decide when the arrogance falls away.
Yeah.
And I felt you sort of in between. It might be really nice that like you have the recit and you're this, and then if you're going to really do it, nobody's watching.
Yep.
I haven't been in church. When's the last time you were in church? I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm pretty sure it's the only thing. So maybe you can't make eye contact just yet, right? Yeah. Like, it's also piano. Mm-hmm. Je t'implore. Really, really ask. Mm-hmm. Really try it out. Like, you've never been vulnerable in your life, ever.
Yeah.
So if there's ever a moment, yeah. And make it as beautiful as you can. Remember sort of what we were talking about, this idea of just the vocal cords, all they have to do is close.
Yeah.
Je t'implore. Just keep that really simple. This is, again, aligning technique with what's happening. Keep that phonation super simple in your humility.
Yes.
And it's an uncomfortable humility, right? Like, I don't know how to do this, so maybe not quite. Okay, I know, I remember that. But I really need help.
I love that, because it is really like a new emotion for him at this point.
Yeah, and so you've got to find your way. It's not, je t'applaud. It's, I don't know how to do this, so, but I really, really need it. Mm-hmm. Let's just see what that feels like. In that sensation of phonating, chords closing. Great. Say E.
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 Your tongue is really high in the back, right?
E.
Yeah. So right there. C and. Okay, wait, right there also. You see me.
Yeah. If you see me, yeah.
If you see me, but he sees you. Yeah. I think, right? Like, if you really, If you
can hear me, if you can.
Yeah, but you see, he knows.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the C is a little bit like, oh God, I hope you didn't see that one little thing, right? So, si tu me vois, si tu me, you know.
Yeah.
So decide when you can make eye contact and when you can't.
Okay.
With that, can we do the first C?
Yeah.
And then C, keep that really simple.
Mm-hmm.
E.
Yeah.
E. C. E. Okay? And.
Si tu me tends, si tu La colère de celui qui juge le roi. La colère de celui qui juge le roi. Qui juge le roi.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now keep it simple. Keep this simple. Phone.
Ah, fais effort, espérance associée.
Awesome. Yeah. So when you're here, it's like this. You give literally one measure for the response.
Yep.
You know? And I mean impatient, right? Keep this neutral.
Okay.
Huh.
Huh.
No answer. You didn't hear me. I knew it. You know? And so, because if it gets too,
Right.
then that's when
Yeah.
we start overblowing the voice
Yeah.
a little bit,
then
right?
Then it leads to nowhere.
And it leads right out. Espérance insensée. You want us to hope.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you're not even listening.
It's
I
there,
know you-
yeah. There's
you-
like that surprise, like, huh. Yeah, like, ah.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah. And then, because otherwise it's a little bit like saying you're playing the effect of this bad guy
Right.
versus
Yeah.
really going through the motion
Yeah.
of actually what's happening.
Right.
Je t'implore, if you hear me, if you see me, now would be a really great moment to save my butt. Oh. Yeah, of course not. Of course you don't. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that, if I have that neutrality, then the phonation is going to simplify a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I went over so late. I'm so sorry. We're going to come back to this tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
And look at your other stuff because I'm at time, unfortunately, because we have to do Q&A. But I want you to think about this as well,
Yes.
because the work that we did this morning, I think, is super good about this simplicity
Yeah.
here. And we talked yesterday that this is also part of process, right? That for you to come back into more detached, cold, kind of technical work, you will always have the stage animal here. Mm-hmm. And that stuff is so natural and so well thought out that sometimes you've got to come back into what I call like the cold tap.
Yeah.
Don't leave all the theatrics and the emotion out and just come back to the vocalization just a little bit. That stuff will come back. But when this is more streamlined and at your command,
Right. Yeah.
you know, it's then you have much more possibility for exploding in all the rest of the things in a way that will take you further. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. I really like this aria. I love also the combination from yesterday. I think it's so interesting what you're presenting and giving us.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for tomorrow as well.
I'm very excited for tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Robert.
Joyce.
Thank you, Justina. As yesterday, if we have time for a little bit of Q&A, if anybody would like any questions at all or answers, if I have any, very happy to try.
Hi. I have
Hi.
a question. What kind of advice and tips can you get to young artists while they're in the young artist programs to get the most out of it? And advice and tips on how to navigate life after being a young artist.
A life after. Well, thank you for asking that question today. I think one thing that's really important for young singers, and I think this applies more to singers than even like instrumentalists a little bit, is it feels like we're at the mercy of everybody around us. The coach is telling us how to do it. The voice teacher is telling us everything that's wrong with us and everything that isn't working, as if we didn't already know ourselves. But It's a lot of being inundated with what's not good. And at least certainly in my case, I had all this aspiration of how I wanted to sound and what I wanted to be able to do, and I just didn't have the capacity yet. So it was like being super impatient and patient at the same time. I think it's without inviting arrogance into the conversation, because arrogance, I think, is a terrible, destructive force for an artist. Confidence, super important. Arrogance, I have no appetite for in artists. Well, in anybody, but without bringing arrogance into this, when you go to an undergrad, you are hiring people to teach you what you want. When you go on to grad school, you are hiring people to help you get what you want out of life. You're not lucky to be there. They're lucky to have you there. And that's not arrogance, like, oh, you're lucky to have me. I sing Rodolfo and Mimi. No, it's not that. It's like I'm giving you, I'm entrusting you to form me, to help me find who I am as an artist. It's your job. It is your job. You are the CEO of the kind of artist and human being and citizen you are going to be. Nobody, not the perfect teacher, not the perfect coach, not getting hired by the best conductor or singing at Carnegie Hall. None of that is going to help really make you into the kind of artist and citizen you are meant to be. That is your responsibility. But we are employing these people to help get us there. It is our power that is the engine behind this. So I sit in a studio class, or I take a coaching, or I take a lesson, and the teacher tells me everything I still have to improve on. And I go, thank you. And I go home and I think about it, and I work on it. I don't assume it's true. I see if it resonates, if I agree with it. I'm 19, I'm a singer. I'm not some lucky kid that's like, oh, no, I have to take responsibility. I have to study. I have to listen to the people around me. I have to decide what kind of artist I want to be. And this teacher's helping me get there. Give me everything. I tell that to everybody around me. Tell me the hard stuff. Otherwise, I'm thinking I'm in one place, and I'm not. I need to make sure I'm around people I trust, which can take some experience, right? And just because somebody's telling me something hard, I don't want to just dismiss that. But if somebody's telling me something that I'm really, really trying, and it's just like it's costing too much or whatever, I want to have a conversation, try and sort that out. But we give our power away all the time. To the coach, to the conductor. It's not working, so it's their fault. This isn't working, so it's her fault. No, we're responsible, period. Nobody will care about your career the way you do. Nobody. Nobody. And nobody should. It should be your integrity about what you want to do with this gift you've been given. So take responsibility and employ these people around you that lift you up, that make you better, that tell you the hard truth, that push you, that don't let you be mediocre, that see the light and the talent in you and push you. And say, okay, I need a little bit of a rest, but now I'm ready again. You have to steer that. After young artist programs, I don't know. I don't know. I think about my colleagues. My path 100 years ago is very different than what the landscape looks like today, right? And I think people in the industry are still trying to figure it out. Just now, you guys have to audition on videotape. I used to try and get, what was it? Mini cassette recorder. I think I still have my early audition tapes. I have nothing to play it on, but So it's a different world. In some ways, I don't really have an answer for that. But what I will say is it's a moment of huge innovation. What keeps me centered is to keep coming back to why I do this. We spoke about this yesterday in the class. From the very beginning, have always given myself permission to walk away. I've never identified myself as a singer, and if I don't get to sing, I won't be anything. No. I love singing, and I love it, but it's not who I am. And I've done a lot of work to be able to say that and to feel that. Because you're going to have successes and failures, and you're going to get hired and you're going to get rejected. Probably rejected a lot more than hired at the beginning, at least. And you got to be okay with that. If you have a purpose, if you have kind of a mission in a way, that talent of yours is going to find its way. I'm pretty certain of that. If you stay fluid and open and don't grip onto anything too strongly, I think you will 9 times out of 10 find that. I look at my colleagues that I've gone through, and the people I was sure were going to be superstars, taking different paths. Me, never was prescribed that I was going to be a superstar. Nobody's more surprised that I'm here than me. But I see some going into administration, some becoming mothers, some doing things completely different, and following their path. The amazing, extraordinary thing and the courageous thing is when you go into the arts as a young person, the chances of you making it are small if you just look at numbers, okay? But the experience that it gives you to go through that process is priceless. If you use it for how it will develop you as a human being. How many people really look at the hard things in life when they're young in particular? How many people lean into pain and suffering and stand in front of people and deliver that? So we're living Lucretia, but also, Michelle, you bring your life to this. And you're opening a doorway and sharing that with us. That's an extraordinary experience. You're swimming in some of the greatest things that humanity's ever created. Mozart. Donizetti. Maybe not all his music, but a lot of it. And sometimes it's easy to go into that mentality, well, I didn't get this, and sorry, your day is full of music. Let's zoom out and get a little bit of perspective. And we give our heart and we give our soul, and it gets ripped to pieces when somebody doesn't like it, or when it's criticized, or when we're not hired. Okay, but go back and do the work and figure out where that's going to lead you. And trust that the journey that you're doing is so brave, you can climb and soar to mountaintops by going through these experiences. That's why CEOs want people that are trained in music. We know how to work together, we know how to problem solve, we know how to face fear and go forward. So I would also lean into that, even if the future is a little bit unclear. Lean into that. I am a superwoman. Like, this is incredible what I'm doing. And I'm going to give it everything I have on my terms. And I'm going to employ people around me that make me better. And I'll see where I go. I'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe we do, yeah?
Oh, yes, thanks. Sister Singer on YouTube would like to know, Joyce, do you have a recipe for preparation that moves one from the practice room to performance with the confidence that what comes out will not be half-baked? How do you know when you're ready?
When the curtain comes down at the end of the production. So, sister, sister. Preparation. I mean, I shared this yesterday or today with the other singers. Christopher Larkin, who was our conductor at the Houston Grand Opera Studio back in 1990, where we were preparing Little Women for the first time. He was conducting us. And I remember he said, the key to really succeeding this is when you arrive to the first day of rehearsal, know the score better than the conductor. I've never forgotten that. That's pretty hardcore advice. It's pretty amazing. What that does is it gives you ownership. You walk into that. See, this is, again, the young singer thing. Like, oh, well, the coach told me to do this. I hate that. I love coaches. I love you, right? But we're working together. We're collaborating. You're helping me. Don't tell me how to do it. And then by all means, if you're going to call yourself an artist and want to get hired, don't come out and regurgitate what the coach told you to do. What is that? What is that? You've got to find it on yourself. I love to sit at the piano, and in my first encounter with the score is me and the piano. Not always successfully, but I feel like that's how I can really sort of first be introduced to it. I make sure I know what's happening in the entirety of the score as best I can. That gives me ownership of my role, but it gives me authority when the conductor and I might be discussing what's happening. Maybe the conductor, we were talking about Charles Mackerras. Google him, okay? Sir Charles Mackerras. I did my first Donna Elvira with him, and he sent ahead of time an entire score with his appoggiaturas for all the arias and all the recitatives. So this one from above, that one no appoggiatura, this one from under, and we had to prepare that according to his wishes before we'd even met him. And there were a couple I disagreed with. But this is Sir Charles Mackerras and his, I don't know which number of Don Giovanni it is, and it was my first Elvira, what do I know? But I spent a lot of time with the text, with the music, with really trying to explore who I thought she was. And I, on the first rehearsal, absolutely sang everything he had prepared us. But then I went to him, I said, I've been thinking about this, Sir Charles, and my thinking is this really feels more like a question. And if I come from above, the appoggiatura, it feels quite declamatory. And I'm just wondering, and he goes, I'll let you know. And he would go home and think about it. And then the next day in rehearsal, I've been thinking about that. I agree. Okay, but I can't do that if like, oh, well, that's not how I was coached, right? Or that's not what I did with my teacher. So, no. I mean, we're professional musicians, and we have to have a kind of personal integrity about what we present to the world and to the first day of rehearsal. You know, and so know your part, know your colleagues' parts, know the orchestra, know the world that you're a part of. I'm not a big researcher. I don't go deep into history and blah, blah, blah. It's the kind, my brain doesn't really work that way. But I do whatever I have to make sure I know who that person is in the marrow of their bones as best I can. Yeah, but you're never ready. Take the leap. Maybe we have time for one more question. And then just a quick reminder, we're back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock on a Saturday. So happy to.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Oh my, sorry, I'm nervous.
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm so good.
Yeah.
You said something yesterday that really stuck with me, because I sing a lot of Rossini, and I'm sure a lot of other singers here do too, but you said that what people are looking for is having the character, and being true to the character and Rossini, but then also bringing yourself. Yeah. How do you bring yourself to it? I guess, because it's you can do, what you said, the certain runs that you do, but it's how do you bring your own personality to this character while also still staying true to the character, if that makes any sense?
Totally. I mean, it's a little bit easier in the comedic roles, right? Because Rosina can go in a million different directions. And there are some Rosinas that are more girly and more, and there are some that are a lot more Spanish and so how you play with the coloratura, how you play with the ornaments, how you do your variations, how you stand, how you, when you look, you know, when you're with Bartolo, you know, it's that, but it's a lot. I think it comes through the character of your voice, mostly, and you know, I think like Larry Brownlee, right? He's absolutely Count Almaviva in Barbiere di Siviglia, and he knows that he's an aristocratic man, and then he comes in and then he's the drunk guy, so he's absolutely Almaviva. And then when he goes, I mean, he lets us see Larry, not imposing it and not taking us out of Almaviva, but it's like I think especially in those roles, there's so much joy and release that showing that joy or showing like, you guys are gonna like this. You know, like in Cenerentola, I always did, you know, not many people did that staccato. And so I was like, let's have some fun now. And then it's back, but it's all motivated out of the joy of the moment, you know? But I think primarily find those ornaments that really suit you and that you love doing and that serve the character, but that only kind of you do. It might be a low note, it might be a high note, it might be a, I don't know. I would play with that. Yeah? Thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Can we have a big round of applause for our pianists, Justina Lee, and our singers of today. Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye, Medici. Bye. Beautiful guys. Thank you.